welcome. I'm the shy girl, and isn't that exciting? I could get to go first. So David Mornix came up to me about a month ago and asked me if I would come and speak at Ignite. So I'm thinking, what do I know a lot about? Well, I know about being shy. I know one of my friends, I'm in an acting group, Creative Spirits, that we act out here, and Quinn came and had an amazing experience. So I thought there would just be a couple people at a few tables, no. And then I work at the university, and students and staff are coming up to me saying, congratulations, Mel. Like, what for? Well, you're on Sue today. And then, my friend over here, Nicole, we're having a glass of wine together, and crazy ideas come in your head from glasses of wine. And I was telling her how I'm afraid to present, and when I was near the university, the things I would do. And she said, Mel, people think you're so confident, you should get up and tell your story. So, growing up, I'm the oldest of 5 kids from Bruce Mines. My father and my brother to this day can hardly say 2 sentences. They're so shy. I was that way too, but I didn't really want to be. I went to Cass. I grew up with the same kids from kindergarten to grade 10. Talked to boys, never. I was too shy, red face, and then my parents ruined my life. We moved to Iron Ridge, a town of 400. I had to go to grade 11 where I knew no one. And do you remember when you can smoke in the bathroom? Well, I do. They would throw their burning cigarettes on my head. Or ever hear, I'm going to meet you over at the bus stop, kick your ass? Well, that was too much for me, the bullying. I decided I was going to move to a different city, a big school where I knew no one I could fit in. No one would notice me, so I moved to Sudbury to Nickel District. But I wanted a bit of a change, so I decided I would go off to college in Toronto. It was the same scenario. I blended into the background, but I wasn't liking that. I didn't want to be that shy person anymore. So a friend of mine came home from Switzerland and called me and said they were looking for someone. So I decided to make that change. I called them up and I said, I would love to come and work for you. I should have paid more attention in French class. And so I went there, and it was an awesome family. They would give me the weekends off, and I would go off to Europe, but I had no friends. I didn't know the language very well, and so I went by myself. And so after the first few times of being by myself, I figured I have to talk to people if I'm going to get anywhere and meet people. I went back to university after this as a mature student, and if you go in the business program, you're going to have to speak a lot. I would spend nights waking up at 3 a.m. practicing it, spending it in front of my family for hours. I would put on 4 layers of makeup so that my red face wouldn't come through. I even got hypnotized. What, $350 of wasted money. So a friend of mine, Denise Robinson, came and spoke to some of our students, and she said, what is that word that describes you? I didn't want to be described as timid, shy, unassuming, distant, quiet, bashful. I wanted to be outgoing, friendly, and adventurous. This is my 82 Volkswagen van. You might have seen it around town. The back says, hippie chicks rule. Well, my husband calls us the dippy chicks. He won't even travel with us anymore because every trip we go on, we break down. But that's what CAA Plus is for, right? I also wanted to be known as friendly, outgoing, and magnificent. The only time anyone thinks me is magnificent is him when he comes home from hunting with his buddies after 2 weeks. But that doesn't last long. So, how do you judge a book by its cover? You need to read, go past that first page. You need to go past first impressions. Would you have known before I spoke that I blushed every day of my life, I was critically shy, that I was bullied? Would you know that my dream is to dive with sharks? It is. Here are some of the quotes that I love. Be the change you want to see. Character is doing things for those that could do nothing for you in return. And one of my favorites is, don't hold in your farts because it'll travel up your spine to your brain and give you shitty thoughts all day long. Beautiful, and someone out there is crazy about you. So smile. Life is too short to be unhappy. Thank you.